Lots of Nigerian businesses, Nigerian business people, Nigerian salespeople suffer and are not able to bring in revenue. Now, the reason why, for a lot of you anyway, the reason why is that you're not being responsive. You're not responding to messages. You're not being quick to get back to people. And so, because of that, it's easy for your competition to snatch away the market. I repeat, the reason why a lot of you are suffering in your businesses is because you're not responsive. People are sending you messages, you're not responding, or you are responding, but maybe 2 days late, 3 days late, a week late. I mean, for whatever reason, I'm sure you have justifiable reason for why you're not responding to messages or why you're late. But just know that it is costing you revenue. And today, we want to look at that with look at this rather with a real life case study. So, this friend of mine wanted to buy some underwear for his wife. Uh, yeah, some underwear for his wife. So, um, sorry, forgive me. I was wondering if this was a good enough example to use, but and I'll just run with it. Hopefully, there are no children who are listening to today's podcast episode. If you have kids who listen to you for the podcast, then maybe this is not the kind of episode that you want them to listen to. So, just a warning. So, if you have kids around, tell them this is not the episode to listen to, because I'm going to go into some more detail concerning certain kinds of styles and things like that. So, you probably don't want your little boys listening to this episode. Anyway, so he wanted to refurbish his wife's his wife's wardrobe because this friend of mine, let's just call him Shegun, but his name's not really Shegun. So Shegun, my guy, me and him, we did some runs recently, and we came into quite a bit of money. Not massive, but money that can solve one or two problems. You do school fees, you do this, that kind of money. So he thought it would be a good idea to refurbish his wife's wardrobe. At least he would start with the underwear section because, it's been a while since he had gotten out some new underwear. So he did what any young man who is uneducated in these sorts of things and who also wants to surprise his wife, he did what any young man would do, which is he asked around for some recommendations. People gave him Instagram handles, and then he went on Instagram to reach out to those people to just say, "Hey, this is me. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to surprise my wife. What are your recommendations?" So that was his approach. Honestly, it was the same sort of thing I would have done because what do I know about women's underwear? Absolutely nothing. All I know is that, it looks good. It looks hella sexy, if you get my point. And, if madam wears it and she feels nice and it looks nice, we're going to end up doing something nice. So that's all I know. So, quite frankly, I'd have done the same thing too. Ask for some recommendations, reach out to those people and say, look, I'm trying to surprise madam and I want to restock. So, I beg, what do you advise? Now, remember, in older episodes where I've been saying that there's a superpower that we have as business people, as business owners, or as salespeople, and that's the fact that we are subject matter experts, and we should be taking advantage of that. But people don't. If you realize that you're the subject matter expert, and somebody reaches out to you in this kind of situation, I want to buy solar, and you realize that the person is not the expert, you are. You take control of the sales process. You can ask the person questions about what they want, what they need, what their dreams are. Do they want to be off the grid 247, 365 days of the year? And you can walk them through a couple of options. At the end of the day, you deliver 3 proposals. Option A, option B, option C. Either option should be able to take care of your goals. This is the advantage of option A. This is the advantage of option B. This is the advantage of option C. And these are the downsides. So what do you think? Which are you interested in? So if you realize that you are the subject matter expert, you can take that approach when it comes to solar sales. Or in this case, underwear. Somebody says, I want to surprise madam. I want to change everything. I want her to come back from work and just see that the underwear side, that I just clean everything and put brand new stuff. I want her to be wowed. I want to knock her socks off. What do you recommend? And you'll be able to start asking them questions. Oh, okay, that's good. How old is Madame? How long have you been married? Blah blah blah. What is her style? What does she like? What doesn't she like? Have you thought of this style? Have you thought of this style? When I say style, I'm talking about underwear style. Please don't think about any other kind of style. So, have you tried this style? Have you tried that style? Things like that. And then you make a recommendation. Okay, bros, since you want to change Madame's wardrobe, you're thinking of buying so and so pieces. I would recommend this amount for work. I'll recommend this number for staying at home, and I'll recommend this number of just comfortable, whatever underwear. So, depending on your budget, bros, we can play it in three different ways. We can come up with option A, and this is what it will look like. Option B, this is what it will look like. Option C, this is what it would look like. So, bros, which one do you think Madame would be more interested in? It's your superpower. You're the subject matter expert. So you take the lead and you lead someone through the process. Just in case some of you are not getting it, let me use one more example. Excuse me. So, cakes. You assume that you're the subject matter expert. Somebody reaches out and says, I want a cake for my 7-year-old son. His birthday is in 2 weeks, blah, blah, blah. You take the lead and ask them some questions. Oh, what kind of cake, ma? 1 level, 2 level, 3 levels, butterscotch, fondant, this, that. What does your son like? What kind of person is your son? Does he have any allergies? Blah, blah, blah. Where do you want the thing delivered? On and on and on and on and on. You ask all the questions you need to ask. And then at the end of the day, okay, madam, based on what you said, because your son's birthday is a Power Rangers theme style, we can do this, and this. We can do 1 tier with this kind of decorated piece, something, and it'll cost this. We can do a 3-tier cake with this kind of decorated option, something. Or we can do a 7-tier cake since he's turning 7 with these kinds of decorative options and, blah, 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 blah. So these are the options, ma. Option 1, option 2, option 3. Which one do you think your son will like? Or which one do you think you're interested in? It's your superpower. Take control of the process. Lead someone through. So that is the approach that someone should take. But remember, I said that the reason why a lot of you are suffering is because you're not being responsive. So that means when somebody reaches out to say, how far do you do cake? My son is turning 7. Or when somebody reaches out to say, how far? I want to revamp my wife's wardrobes. I want to buy new pint, brand new pint, fill up the whole place with new pint. Or when somebody reaches out to say, hey, what's up? I want to get solar. How much does it cost? You are not even answering your messages on time. And that essentially is what we're going to look at today. Now, before we get to the meat of today's episode, if you'd like to connect with me, you can call, send me a text message or a WhatsApp message on 080-6466-2140. Also, if you're interested in a 15-minute sale audit, or you want me to look at some of your business processes, you can WhatsApp me on the same number, 080-6466-2140. And you can also join my WhatsApp channel. Just send me a WhatsApp message on the same number, and I'll get you started on that. So, back to the example now. My friend, because me and him, we did one small deal, and we collected a few M's. After you pay school fees and you do this, like, oh, okay, there's some change left. I've been promising madam that I'm going to refurbish her wardrobe. So let me start with the pint section. Because, it's a very important section. And, if you get that right, you might get lucky, if you know what I'm saying. So, his approach was when I did some research. Because, to be honest, like I said, we men, we know nothing about pint. All we know is it looks good. It makes madam feel good. And when she looks good and she feels good, something good happens. So, he now sent a message. He drafted one message. Because remember, like I said, this guy, Shegun, again, not his real name, he's like me. So I would have done exactly the same thing. So he crafted the message now. Because he was recommended to 5 Instagram handles. He sent messages to 4 of them. And then he called one person. So I'm not going to tell you what it is that happened. By the way, this is something I'm talking live. This thing happened within the last 2 weeks. The money came in 2 weeks ago. So after we settled all we needed to settle, that's when we now started on this pint adventure. Oh, by the way, for those of you who are listening to the show for the first time, if you're not Nigerian, anytime you hear Nigerian say pint, that just means underwear. It's another way of saying pants. When you start saying pants, you say pint. So, so that's how we're on this pint adventure. By the way, like I said, this is not an episode that children should be listening to because we're going to start talking about some styles next. So Shagun crafted a message, and his message was, "Hi, I want to buy 30 pieces of underwear. I want to restock my wife's underwear, and I'm looking for these kinds of style. I'm looking for high-waisted and full brief styles." Then he also mentioned that he needs a mix of no VPL, that is a visible panty line, because he did the research. Even myself, I started doing the research. It's true. I should buy pints for my wife, because it would be good, spice things up. So he said he needs a mix, no VPL, that's visible panty lines. Apparently, it's important so that when a woman dresses up for work, she won't be walking around and then people can, see her underwear. Please, I have said children should not be listening to this episode. Please, in case you didn't catch me, I'm saying it again. Send all the children out of the room. Okay. Then, or put your headphones on. Then he also said he needed some cotton-rich underwear for weekends. Apparently, cotton underwear makes it easier to breathe down there. Then, by the way, if the women who are listening to this episode and Shagun and I, in our research, again, Shagun know his real name. If we got anything wrong with our research, please write in or send me a text message or WhatsApp message 080-6466-2140. Let me know so that the next time either of us want to buy pints for Madame, we will how I put it, we'll act accordingly. We'll do the right thing. We'll do the needful. As we say in Nigeria, we'll do the needful. So he said he wants some cotton rich ones for weekends. Then he also asked for some premium lace and silk options. Now, I don't know what lace and silk is, but I think those are the ones that look real nice, make a woman feel real sexy. So he also wants some premium options. Then autograph or equivalent. So I think from our time in the UK, because Sheg was also in the UK as well. I've known him for a while. We're both in Scotland. So I think autograph is, like Marks and Spencer, maybe like the high-end underwear for women. So he said, let's throw in some autograph or similar like that. And then he asked, can you show me what you have in large size? Because Shagun's wife has you understand what I'm saying? She has a big old, let me stop there. Before they mark this podcast episode and say explicit. So it's not as if she's big, but in the nether region, she's kind of. So he asked for large size, and then he wanted a quote for 30 pieces, and that's why I say me and Shagun are the same. Because if you're going to do this thing, do it one is one. Might as well just go and buy 30 pieces, or maybe even 60 self. So you know that Madame has one new pint for every day for 2 months straight. That kind of thing. And then he ended by asking, do you deliver to Abuja? Because unfortunately, all the numbers that he got were for people who are based outside. That's Lagos. Okay, sorry, no. He got 5 numbers. 4 based in Lagos, 1 in Abuja. So, yeah. So anyway, he sent this to all 5 people. So he sent this to 4 people on WhatsApp. Now, I want to ask you people, by the way, sorry for the noise in the background. It's a weekend, everybody's home, so my neighbor is exercising his dog, so that's the barking that you can hear in the background. Now, I want to ask you people now. Let's do small guessing game. This is the message that he sent to 4 people on Instagram. I repeat, this is what the message says. Summary. Hey, how you doing? I want to buy underwear for my wife. I want to get at least 30 pieces because I want to stock her full wardrobe. So I'm looking for some different kind of style. If you have high-waisted or full brief, let me see. If you have no VPL, that's no visible panty lines, seamless ones, comfortable for her work, let me see. If you have a cotton rich underwear so that Madame can breathe on weekends, let me see. Then also just throw in some nice premium option, like that kind of autograph, high-end Mark and Spencer, premium one, correct one. The way madam will see, she will blush. If you have those ones, put it there again. Then give me all of them in large size because madam is large and in charge. Then give me a quote because I want to see 30 pieces. 30 pieces. It's not somebody who's coming to buy 1 or 2 pints, coming to buy 30. Now, assuming that each one costs, like 8K, 10K, 12K, you can see that this is a reasonable order. Somebody didn't say, come and give me 1 pint. He said, give me 30 for madam. Then do you deliver to Abuja? 2 questions. He sent this to 4 vendors. How many people do you think responded? And how soon do you think they responded? Let me just pause so you can consider. Hope you're considering. Hope you're thinking. Now, the answer will surprise you. Really, really surprise you. None of these people have responded. It has been at least 4 days. It has been clear that the message has been read on WhatsApp, tick, tick, and then it turns blue. Of the 4 vendors, none of them responded. It's been at least 4 days. That's why I'm making today's episode. Because sometimes, I come on the episode and I show you some statistics from America to say, that businesses are non-responsive because statistics show that 80% of people do that, blah, 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 blah. And you say, statistics in the yarn. You won't realize that what I'm talking about is real life. So forget American statistics. This is Nigeria. Somebody wants to buy 30 pieces, 30, of pint for his wife. Wants to blow her brain. You understand? Knock her socks off. Like just impress her. Like, oh, honey, you shouldn't have. That kind of move. 4 vendors based in Lagos. If it was Abuja, I understand. Abuja people are lazy. Abuja people don't like money. But Lagosians, none of them responded. Then, for the 5th person, he called the 5th person because he sent a different message to the 5th person. Something similar anyway. But then the person responded and said, oh, sorry, I don't understand. So it was like, oh, can you talk? Let me just call you. So he called the person and then started discussing. Now, look, this is what I want to do actually. Madam's wardrobe, I want to change everything. The pint, all of them is old. So I want to buy at least 30 pieces. I want to change everything. And then the guy asked, okay, what kind of style do you want? And then Shegun was like, madam, I don't know. That's the reason why I'm reaching out to you. I know nothing about pints. All these things that I spoke about, high waist, brief, this, that, VPO, that now research, I research them. So I don't know, like really, I need your help. Show me a couple of things. Let's build this thing together. And then the lady was like, please go and check our Instagram handle. The one that you like, just click on it. And then we'll order it for you. And then, in a moment of desperation, because remember, Shagun and I, we used to be in Scotland together, and I told him about that time when I wanted to buy a new pint for my wife, and I went to go and buy Brazilians from Marks and Spencer's. Please, by the way, I hope there are no children listening to today's episode, please. So, if you listen to your podcast episode on speakers, please, your children should not be here, especially the boys. If a boy is not yet 20-something, he should not be learning about Brazilian underwear and bikinis. So this is an episode for mature audiences only, please. If there are children around, please plug in your headphones. So at least Shego knows about Brazilian because me, his guy, I gave him testimony that I bought Brazilian for my wife, and I gave him testimony that I bought Brazilian and it was a good experience. So in desperation, he asked, I said, okay, madam, okay, at least Brazilian. Do you have Brazilian? The girl said, what is that? The Shego said, Brazilian, I don't know Brazilian underwear. She said, no, I don't know what that is. Go and check my Instagram handle. Anything that you see and that you like, click on it and then make payment and we'll deliver. And then Shego said, okay, thank you. And then he ended the call. Now, like I said, Shego is my guy. He's just like me. He doesn't know enough about butter. He doesn't know enough about pint. He doesn't know enough about underwear. He doesn't know a lot about briefs. So he doesn't feel confident that you just go on Instagram handle, then you click, 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 select, you make payment. When the thing arrive, your wife now go dey vex. Like, maybe you buy something is too small, or you buy something is too big, or you buy something the color is off, or you buy something the style is off, or something. I know some of you are saying that wouldn't it be easier to just tell your wife? Yeah, it would be easier, but the whole point of this thing is it's supposed to be a surprise. Good money has come. You put aside school fees. You do this. You do this. So with the leftover money, it's meant to be a surprise. You understand? So yeah, it would be easier to tell madam. But anyway, so where was I? So the first thing that surprised me is, and this is the reason why I say subject matter expertise, and this is something that Brian Tracy has spoken about in his earlier work. I think the psychology of selling, the audio one, not the book. I think there's a part where he talks about how subject matter expertise is the beginning of sales. That you need to be the expert in what it is that you do, because that's the beginning of how you're going to be able to sell well. Now, you don't need to know absolutely every single thing, but there are a couple of basic things that you need to know so that some random everyday questions, you'll be able to help and educate people on that. So, I found it kind of shocking that there's a lady who sells underwear in Abuja, and she hasn't heard of Brazilian underwear before. Even I have known about Brazilian underwear for at least maybe like 10, 15 years. All she knows is bikini and lingerie. The different kinds of bikini, she doesn't know the difference. Because Shego wanted to know that, okay, I saw something online about high waisted bikini, French cut bikini. Which one do you have? She doesn't know. All she knows is, look, I don't know about Brazilian. I don't know about high cut. I don't know about high waist. I don't know about French cut. I don't, on and on and on and on. On is go and check my Instagram handle. The one you see and you like, click. When you click, pay. When you pay, we'll order. Sorry, we will deliver. Can you see why I keep saying that subject matter expertise is one of your superpowers? Now, a lot of times, if you sell female underwear, I guess lots of your customers will be women who are calling in and who know exactly what they want, no problem. But just in case somebody is a newbie and the person is confused, or even if the woman knows exactly what it is she wants, but exactly what she needs is not available, if you are the subject matter expert, you will be able to ask questions to figure out what it is that she's trying to achieve, what is it that her desires and her wants are, and you will be able to make an alternative recommendation instead of those interactions, those phone calls where somebody calls and says, hello, do you have Brazilian? You say, no, I don't have Brazilian. The person will say, okay, thank you. Then they will cut the call. If you're a subject matter expert, somebody will be able to call and say, hello, do you have Brazilian? You say, oh, unfortunately, we don't have Brazilians at the moment. We are ordering a new stash in about 2 weeks. Would that be okay for you? Or is the wait too long? Say, the wait is too long. Or, okay, madam, sorry, I hope you don't mind me asking, like, what do you need it for exactly? Then, based on the answer that she gives, you will now know what kind of options. If she says, oh, my wedding anniversary is coming up, I want to look nice, I want to look sweet, and I've always felt comfortable in Brazilian because I like the way it makes my derriere look. Because woman has said that, and because you're the subject matter expert, you will now be able to recommend other alternatives of pint, other alternative of butter that also can make somebody look nice and comfortable. The thing will look smooth and sheen, shine well, and the thing will also make the derriere look, you understand, look palatable. Let me just put it that way. By the way, please, I hope there are no children listening to this episode. This episode is not for kids. So, based on you being a subject matter expertise, when you answer some questions, you will now be able to know what kind of thing to recommend. It won't just be the simple thing of, hello, do you have Brazilian? No, I don't have. Okay, thank you. Bam. Then the call ends. So, Shego sent the message. 4 different vendors. No response. Called one person, and basically her summary was, look, I don't understand all the questions you're asking. Just go and check on Instagram and then order. So, problem one that I wanted to talk to you all about today is lots of businesses are non-responsive. People are sending messages, you are not responding. So you are easy. It's easy for the competition to mop it up because you never stood a chance in the first place. Now, because none of the four responded, and like I said, because I didn't think about it because it's been a while. But now that Shegun is on this adventure, I'm going to join him as well. Because it'd be nice to also get something nice for Madame, especially this Easter season. You know, yes, I know the Easter season is about Christ's resurrection, but anyway, that's a topic for another day. It shouldn't stop us from doing something nice for Madame. So, of course, if he's able to sort himself out, of course, I ask him now. Oh, okay, let me see now. Like, how did it turn out? Like, what did you get? And me too, I might be able to blend accordingly. But the thing is, the four people that were recommended to him who didn't respond to the messages, he definitely is not going to do business with them. He's moved on and he's trying to look for other people. So we should be responding to messages, and we should be responding to messages in a timely manner. So yes, in America and in the UK, they aim for minutes. So in some spaces, they even aim for seconds. Like if somebody gets on your website and they type in an inquiry or something, and they get off your website at 3:02, by 3:03, you'd have responded by an email or something. Like they want to be that quick in America and in the UK. In this part of the world, an hour or two is not bad. As if somebody sends you a message like this, I want to restock my wife's underwear, I want 30 pieces. The person sends you a message by 10. If you respond by 12:01, it's all right. It's not bad by Nigerian standards. But let's respond, and let's respond in a timely manner. Then, we should also remember our superpower, that we are the subject matter expert. You should try and learn your craft before you start to sell. This is costing you money. There's absolutely no reason why you sell underwear, female underwear, and the customer calls you, and the customer is asking about Brazilian. You don't know what Brazilian is. You only say you have lingerie and you have bikini. Then the guy says, oh, okay, bikini, no problem. I did some research on bikini. Which kind of bikini do you have? Do you have high cut? You say, I don't know what that is. Do you have French cut? I don't know what French cut is. Do you have high leg bikini? I don't know what high leg is. These are the kind of things that are costing you money. Imagine now, if I was a solar salesman, somebody reaches out to me and they say, do you have lithium battery? And I say, lithium, I don't know what lithium is. And the customer says, you don't know lithium. Say, look, madam, I don't know what lithium is. Just go to my Instagram handle, go to my website, the one that you like, click. Once you click, pay. Once you pay, we'll deliver. With that kind of attitude, how can I sell solar? If somebody calls me up and says, what kind of solar panels do you have? Is it China made? Is it Korea made? Or is it German made? And I, as a solar person, I don't know that there's any difference where the solar panels come from. How am I going to sell? Or somebody comes and says, I want inverter. I want a good quality inverter. I looked at your website and I saw 3 different brands. Brand A, brand B, brand C. What is the difference? And then the only answer I can give the person is, madam, the difference is the price. Just go and look now. The one that you can afford, click on it. Once you click, pay. Once you pay, we'll deliver. If that is my attitude as a solar salesperson, how am I going to make money? How? We should be striving to be the subject matter expert. If you sell solar, go and learn about your market. You don't need to know absolutely everything, but learn some basic stuff about different kinds of panels, different kinds of batteries, different kinds of warranties that come with different kinds of products, why some products are rated better than others, the storage capacity, the things like that. So you can answer questions for people, or so that you can ask them questions, and from there you'll be able to make recommendations for them. Now, applying these principles can be tricky. So if you need me to look at your particular circumstances, you can connect with me. You can call, you can send me a text message or a WhatsApp message on 080-6466-2140. Also, if you're interested in a 15-minute sale audit, or you want me to look at some of your business processes, WhatsApp me on the same number, 080-6466-2140. Also, you can join my WhatsApp channel. Just WhatsApp me on the same number. So, we've been talking for 30 minutes, so let me just bring this thing to a close. Apart from being non-responsive, it is clear that lots of business owners, and that's why I say it time and time again, do not have a qualification process, do not have a discovery process. A qualification and discovery process is just the part of the conversation where you're trying to talk to the person so you can figure out who they are, what do they want, what are they trying to achieve, things like that. Because that is what is going to be able to help you make recommendations so that the next time, if you sell underwear and the guy, Shegun, again, not his real name, reaches out to you, says, I want to change my wife's wardrobe, I want to buy 30 new pints at least, I want to stock it up, what we recommend. You'll be able to ask him questions to figure out exactly what he knows about his wife or what he's trying to achieve. Or in the small conversation between you and him, you might be able to guess at the kind of person that his wife is. In fact, you might even be able to give him suggestions about how he can find information about what madam might like, what madam might not like. So he can make some recommendations and then close an order. Beyond saying, Oga, go and check Instagram. The one that you see, click. The one that you like, click. Once you click, pay. Once you pay, we'll deliver. No. Don't just be an order taker. And don't give customers this attitude of, look, madam, just, Oga, just, leave me alone. Just, you know what you want. Just click and pay. We'll deliver. So you need to have possible lines for conversation. So in this case, you should be able to respond to someone. Someone sends you this message. I want to revamp madam's wardrobe. I want 30 different kinds of pints. I want 30 different kinds of underwear. I want 30 different kinds of butter for madam. This, that. You respond. First of all, flatter the guy. Flattery goes everywhere, sir. Oga, thank you very much for reaching out. In fact, Oga, you're a very good husband because I see the way you're trying to treat madam. So, bros, well done. Thank you very much for reaching out. You see, you're a human being. You humanize the whole everything. Because, of course, the message from Shegun, was a bit formal. But look, you can't blame us. Like, how often do we buy underwear for our wives now? It's not as if it's something we do every day. And like I said, it's not as if, men, as if we know about these things. All we know is it looks good. It feels good. And when it looks good and it feels good and madam feels good, something good happens. So you type, you tap the conversation down, you step it down, make it very personal. Say, okay, you're a very good husband though. I like that you're trying to take care of madam. So anyway, thank you very much for reaching out. In that small conversation now, all this small back and forth, you now have opportunity to build rapport, small side talk, opportunity for commonality. Oga will feel comfortable talking to you. Because whenever people reach out, there's sometimes there's ignorance, there's sales, what's this thing called again? Sales, how do I put it? There's some ignorance, and then there's some hesitance. So you need to bring that thing down so that people can talk to you. So you don't just say go to the Instagram handle. Thank you very much for reaching out, sir. I can see you're trying to be a very good husband. No wahala. I like supporting husband like this. So no problem, sir. Let me see how I can help you. But yes, we have some of these things available. I can send you picture, but just as I'm selecting this picture, let's just be chatting. How to find out some things from you, sir. Let me see what else you can recommend. So just make sure that madam will be very, very happy. Are you okay with that? Trust me. Any husband who has reached out to you because he wants to buy butter for his wife, excuse me, of course, he won't mind if you're asking some questions. These are some simple questions you could have asked. And look, I'm not a professional in the underwear space, but this is just my own guess. Is this your anniversary, sir? You ask. Because somebody says, I want to buy 30 pieces for madam. Come on, it's common sense. You should be asking, why are you buying these pieces for madam? If the person says, it's my wedding anniversary, something. Now, for those of you who sell underwear, can you see that in your mind, there are some recommendations that are already coming to your mind? For those of you who sell lingerie, for those of you who sell underwear, the moment you say anniversary is on the horizon, is it her birthday? You ask, you need to know why. This will give you opportunities for upsells later on. And also, it will give you information just to make sure that you fulfill exactly what it is that the client needs. So is this an anniversary? Is this a special occasion? Is it her birthday? It would also not be a bad idea to ask how long they have been married, because I'm assuming that when a couple is brand new, like you're newly married, you've only been married 1 month, 2 months. If the man is buying butter for madam, I'm assuming it's only certain kinds of butter that he'll be buying, certain kinds of pints. The kind of pints that will unleash. You understand what I'm saying? I hope there are no children listening to this episode. Nobody should go and report me to Spotify or iTunes because I told you at the beginning that children should not listen. So he will want to buy certain kinds of underwear that will unleash certain kind of behavior, if you catch what I'm saying. So that question, how long have you been married, is also not a bad question. And then even if there's no anniversary, but you ask how long you've been married and it falls close to a major milestone, like 10 years is a milestone, I think, for marriage. I think it's 10, 15, 20, 25. These things give you ideas. So let's say the person, they've only been married 9 years. Okay, no problem. You fulfill this order. But in the small talk you've been having with him, you're able to get a sense of maybe when it is that they got married. Don't you know that you put this information down in CRM and then next year you can reach out back to this guy and holler him again because now anniversary is on the horizon and there's an opportunity to make some more money, to sell him up on something, to recommend something new. Last year was just general purchase, but this year is a major milestone. You say, bros, how now? This is the person I spoke to last year, blah, 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 blah. Hope madam like the underwear. Oh, that's good, that's good, that's good. You say, bro, now that people are approaching 10 years, Abby? You say, yes, how did you know? Say, you told me now, that's how I remember. Oga will laugh. So, Oga, you know that 10 years is a significant milestone, no? Sir, you have to do something special for madam this year. Bros will laugh. And then that's how the conversation moves. You do a good job. You're calling, people like this because you use your CRM well. You're having lots of these conversations, maybe, 5, 10 of them every single month. That's some extra revenue now. Then, of course, you also ask the guy, okay, what are the kind of styles that madam likes? Now, of course, because Shegun, again, not his real name, is like me and it's like most guys, we do not know the names of these things. This is the part where you say, okay, is madam at home? Say, no, she's not at home. Okay, no problem. And just quickly, if you can go and snap like one or two, let me see. Then based on that, I'll be able to let you know what madam has. Are you okay with that? If the guy says, no, I can't be snapping my wife on this. Okay, what about video? You do video call. You just put 5 down. Just do small video. Let me just see. I'll know which one to recommend. It's okay. Let me try that. See, all this is need analysis. We're just trying to figure out what does this guy want to achieve with this butter, with this pint, with this underwear that he wants, with this lingerie that he wants to buy for madam. What is the need here? Or, if you noticed, in the message that Shegun sent, we mentioned some particular things. He mentioned, rather. Let me go back to the message. Okay, he said high-waisted because his wife likes something, because he knows that his wife is always talking about comfort. So he assumes that high waist must be a comfortable something. Then he said full brief. Then he said no visible panty lines. That's for work. Then cotton rich, so that downstairs for madam can breathe. Then premium lace. Then silk. What again? So he mentioned some particular things. So when somebody is particular like that, you don't just say, oh yes, we have all those things. You also need to know why they made those kinds of recommendations. So if somebody says that they want high-waisted, you ask like, oh, okay, yes, we've got some high-waisted. I'll send you a couple of pictures right now. Oh, but before I do, did madam say in particular that she likes high-waisted? Or did you say high-waisted because you're concerned about something? And then you get Oga talking. You say, well, all I know is that madam says that she likes her underwear to be comfortable. I looked at some pictures and I just thought this one is comfortable. And then you can advise them accordingly. Okay, no problem. Yes, these kinds of designs are comfortable. But since wedding anniversary is around the corner, I think you can use this time to make a nice romantic statement as well. So instead of buying 10 high-waisted, how about you buy 3 high-waisted? And then I can also recommend this other line of lingerie, this other line of underwear that is also comfortable because it is this material, is this cotton, is this whatever, so it all should be comfortable and this and this. We can buy 3 high-waisted and then maybe 7 of these ones just to spice things up. What do you think about that, sir? You see, you are the project, I say project, the product matter, the subject matter expert. Lead the person through, be having conversations with people, figure out what they want, start making recommendations accordingly. This is what leads people to have a nice buying experience so that next time when the guy needs to buy butter again, who else do you think he will call? You are the only person who could answer his questions convincingly, and you made one or two recommendations. If you did your job well, Madame saw the butter, she saw the pint. By the time she wear it, she was happy. By the time she was happy and she smiled, something good happened. You think Oga won't remember you the next time? And then if one of his friends is saying that, Shagun, that thing you were trying last time, how did the thing work? I said, oh boy, that the thing was successful. He said, really, you don't mean it? Yes, so he said, give me the plug now. I said, no problem. Now, this is the person that hooked me up. Just call this babe. Tell her that Oga Shagun sent you. You don't think he'll make a referral? So you ask, sir, you mentioned some particular styles. How come you pick those? That is need analysis. And then money conversations. I like having money conversations early. So if it was me, I would say it outright. Say, okay, 30 pieces. This is very unusual, Sha. I hope you have the money to match you because 30 pieces, it will cost to, you say it in a casual conversational way. Oga will laugh and you say, okay, like how much? And then because I like to get down to the money pretty, pretty quickly because I don't want to spend 45 minutes chatting with someone and then at the end of the day they say, it's too expensive. I want to have 2-3 minutes having a preliminary conversation. We talk about budget quickly so that if it's too much, the person will say within 5 minutes that, no, I can't afford you. And then the person goes away. I only invested 5 minutes rather than wasting 45 minutes for the person to now say you're too expensive. So have the budget conversations, have the money conversations, try to see if they have realistic expectations. And say, sir, I noticed here you said 30 pieces. Is that correct? He said, yes, no, I said 30 pieces. So, okay, no problem. But sir, you know that nowadays on average, pint, butter, lingerie, it can cost anything between like 8K to like 15K, sometimes even 20K for the good ones. You're aware, sir. The man might say, 20K. He say, well, that's for the expensive brands like so and so and so and so. They might say, okay, remove all those brands. He say, okay, which brand should we be looking at? Which one is the 8K brand? Okay, it's like this one, like this one, like this one. Okay, so sir, as we're talking now, I should only be considering this brand, and this brand. Yes, let's only consider this brand. We've had the money conversation early. I now know the zone I can play with. And then plus, listen, the man said 30 pieces. And I said it can cost anything from 8K for one all the way to 20K for one. And the man said we should scratch the 20K, that we should stick to the 8. At some point, as we're talking, I'm going to do the math on a sheet of paper. I'm going to do 30,000 times 8. Abi? No, sorry. Yes, 30 pieces times 8,000. Abi? Yes, 30 pieces times 8,000. How much is that now? Okay, sorry, forgive me. My math is not good. But let me just guess that's like 240K. So, at some point in the conversation, I'm going to say, oh, sir, as we're building up everything, remember that we're looking at the 8K options. So that means at the end of the day, all the things we're talking about will come up to like around that kind of 240K. Is that the kind of thing you're hoping to invest in today? I'll have the money conversation early. If the guy says, 250, you do me discounts now, I'll know that, okay, this is an okay conversation. The guy had 240. He didn't run away. He's talking discounts. No problem. We can proceed. But I'm having the money conversation early. Other questions that I can ask, that you should ask, I'm assuming, what kind of colors does your wife like? Or what are the kind of colors you like to see on madame? Or what are the kind of colors that improves madame's morale? Or what are the kind of clothes that madame wears? What are the kind of colors that she has? Then again, if the kind is like most men, which is you don't know colors, because it's something my wife and my children abuse me about. Like I can look at something and say this is purple. My wife will say which kind of purple? That this is not purple. That this is pink. And then my children will say yes, it's pink. And I'm looking at it and I'm saying is this thing not purple? They say no, it's pink. So if he's one of those kinds of husbands, need analysis. Okay, can you snap? You say no, I can't be snapping my wife's clothes. Okay, sir, can you just lay out like 3 or 4, the ones he likes to wear a lot? Just do quick video, just pan. Let me see. Now give you a sense of color. That is need analysis. Now you're trying to figure out what's going on. Then, after all these questions, because you're the subject matter expert, you can now say, okay, sir, yes, we have all these styles available. I think I understand perfectly what you're looking for. I can send you 5 photos of each one that we discussed. Then we can start narrowing down what Madam would like. So, what do you think about that, sir? You say, yeah, sure, sure, no problem, no problem. Then, you begin the send picture. That's it. So, you should be the subject matter expert. Then, respond in a timely manner. When you respond in a timely manner, you're going to lead people through qualification and discovery. You're trying to figure out who is this person, what do they want, why are they buying this thing for. You make sure you have the money conversations because you want to be sure that you're talking to people who have realistic price expectations, realistic budget expectations. Then you're going to come up with proposals, not just one. You're going to come up with a couple of proposals, 2 or 3, so that you can stay in the game, so you can stay in the pocket. You can be negotiating up, you can be negotiating down, but not just one option. You have different combinations. And at the end of the day, it's just a matter of a trial close or a soft close or ask a question that suggests, okay, sir, based on all these things we've been looking at so far, which one catches your fancy? Or, in this case, which one do you think Madame would be most happy with? Then from there, that's how you start narrowing down and try to close. Anyway, sorry that this has been a long episode, almost 15 minutes, because I came here talking about how we should be more responsive in our businesses. But I guess there are other lessons that we can uh, learn. So yeah, that's it. So apologies if I didn't give you a heads up, and maybe your young children had to sit through some part of this episode. I'm sorry about that. Next time, I'll try to warn ahead of time. In fact, because of that, I think I'll just put an explicit rating on today's podcast episode just to make sure that that mistake doesn't happen. And then, even though we're talking about underwear, I hope I gave enough examples to show how it can apply to other things. It can apply to solar, it can apply to architecture, it can apply to agri, it can apply to export, it can be applied to anything. So we should be responsive and we should realize that we are the subject matter expert. So that's all for today. If you've gotten value from today's episode, then you can connect with me. Call me, send me a text message or a WhatsApp message on 080-6466-2140. If you're interested in a 15-minute sale audit or you want me to audit any of your business processes, then WhatsApp me on the same number, 080-6466-2140. Or you can join my WhatsApp channel by WhatsApping me on the same number. Also, if you like the podcast, like, subscribe on Spotify, YouTube, Apple, or anywhere that you listen to the podcast, and then let other people know that we have good, valuable business programming like this in Nigeria. For those of you who are listening from South Africa and other places, just let them know that we have good content, good business content on the African continent now, where we're making our way, we're stepping up. So thank you very much for listening. I'll try and keep the next episode shorter. I'm making today's episode during the Easter season of 2026. I hope you all are having a wonderful time with your families and with your significant others. So, as we say in the Christian circles, Christ is risen. Indeed, he is truly risen. So, enjoy the Easter season. I'll catch you all at the next episode.